What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have a battle submission from Xehr Felrose. You guys know this battler. He is awesome, a fellow content creator, so link down to his channel, always making very strong, very meta and cool teams. And today we have Cofagrigus, Samurott, and Primeape. Now, I love all three of these Pokemon, especially in this meta. So let me know what you guys think about this team, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Getting into the first battle, we have Cofagrigus versus Machamp. So very positive lead matchup. Now this is the single type cup, if you guys were wondering, as we will see a Shadow Granbull come in. This is by far the scariest Pokemon in this meta. I don't care what you're running. I mean, maybe other than like a Shadow Muck or a Registeel. But if you take neutral damage from a Shadow Granbull, it is going to shred through your team. Now, obviously, with a Shadow Granbull safe swap, this probably is a big tell that is going to be a double charm team. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a Clefable in the back, as Samurott now is going to be able to get to the Hydro Cannon in time. Samurott is incredibly spammy and very strong in this meta. As a lot of people, I think, overlook it. So they maintain switch advantage. We do see the Machamp come in. So Cofagrigus now is going to be coming in, and there is the Clefable. This is going to be a Charm Clefable as well. And this is such a tough first battle. Double Charm. Just shredding through the team. They got to swap into Primeape. And this, can they even... Okay, they can counter down in time. Close combat gonna be coming through. They go for the extra counter first, which I think is good, because I don't know if close combat KO. Oh, it does KO. Boom! See ya! Game 1. Primeape. Who am I kidding? Of course it one-shots. Alomomola here on the lead. This was a Pokemon I actually tried myself. If you guys want to see that video, it's actually sneaky strong in this meta. But against Samurott, it's going to be very tough, as Samurott does have access to Mega Horn here for some nice neutral damage. That's a very hard-hitting bug move. And that looks like, okay, that wasn't that much damage, but Alomomola is an HP tank, so that actually did quite a bit. Now, we do see a swap here into Vigoroth, and they are now stuck in, unfortunately, as they can get another Hydro Cannon off. This is why Samurott is so clutch in this meta. I just love the aesthetics as well of Samurott that it has right here, especially in Pokemon Go, as they're going to go ahead and look to let this go through. Where does it hide that spear? It just like whips it out right here. I can't even see where it has it, but they're going to go ahead and come in with Cofagrigus now, as they will be resisting everything besides Bulldoze. And even if it is a Bulldoze, it doesn't do that much damage, as you guys can see. So they can safely Shadow Claw down and have a lot of energy on this back end. Are they going to go ahead? Yeah, they're just going to go for the full Shadow Claw down. They will shield once, which is fine. You want to keep some health here, and you want to keep all of that energy. So that's a good shield on the Bulldoze. As now, let's see what decides to come in to a Cofagrigus, which is probably one of the best Pokemon in this meta with its coverage. It is going to be the Alomomola again, so they're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball right here. This should do enough damage to almost KO. Yeah, almost KO. Literally 1 HP almost KO, as they're going to go ahead and shield. They did get the Shadow Claw through, so that is perfect, and we will see what that final Pokemon is. It is going to be a Ninetales. Now, was this Shadow? Ultimately, I don't think it matters. No, it was not Shadow, so they're going to go ahead and look to... Oh, the opponent might go for the hard farm down. This is going to be tough. I feel like it might have been a safer call to go into Primeape to counter down, but ultimately they're stuck in it. They now have to go into Primeape, and this is where an overheat could be devastating. It's probably just going to be Weather Ball. No, it's an overheat! Oh, boom! No! Oh, man. Got wrecked. Saw that coming a mile away. Good game. Or we got Blastoise here on the lead. Sorry, I got some coffee this morning. Blastoise here on the lead, which is very tanky and does have access to Hydro Cannon, Ice Beam. You could even run with Skull Bash. You are going to be surviving quite a bit here in this meta. But Samurott here gets those Mega Horns extremely quickly, where they can safely shield this and farm down, because Blastoise shouldn't be able to get to double charge moves in time. Let's see. No, they do get to the double. Okay, well, I was just proven wrong right there, but that's okay. Samurott is going to be able to hang on and get the farm down. We do see a swap out into Ninetales, and they have double Hydro Cannon ready to go. So this is so unfortunate for the Ninetales right here, as it's going to be getting both shields right away, and then they could, depending on how do they want to play this, maybe the Primeape come in. Nope, they're going to come in with Cofagrigus. They're saving that Primeape for the end. I guess the close combat makes sense, as they can safely survive a Weather Ball right here. But I don't think that was enough for Overheat. No, it's just a Weather Ball. It could have been an Overheat, though, as they're going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball. Oh, man, this is going to be close. I think the Ninetales survives. Jeez. 1 HP with these calls. I play this game way too much. Ninetales is going to be able to survive and get off that second Weather Ball. Blastoise is low, and let's see what the final Pokemon is going to be. It's going to be Sandslash right here. Okay, so they have access to Night Slash, which will do super effective damage, but Primeape is going to be resisting it. So now this is going to come down to the catch on a charge move. Let's see who's going to get it. Blastoise incoming. There's the Blastoise, but they get the counter down. Doesn't matter. Primeape is going to go ahead and go for close combat, and that is going to be a good game. So you got to anticipate that, especially as you climb up in rankings, when your opponent is going to be looking for that swap. They're counting those charge moves. They know you're about to have the close combat. They try to catch it on a low health Pokemon. Good game. All right, we got Shadow Dragonair here on the lead, so there's likely going to be a Poison or Steel in the back, so they got to play that accordingly. But if it's a Steel, obviously Primeape is going to be having a lot of fun, and in this matchup, you can get shield pressure down early with Dark Pulse, because it just does so much neutral damage, so they do get a shield. And now Dragonair is in a very good position where they could go for back-to-back Aqua Tails before the Cofagrigus can potentially get that second Dark Pulse off. Yeah, they don't get it. Okay, they just get fully farmed down. Primeape is going to go ahead and come in. They will need to give up a shield here on Aqua Tail. It does so much damage. It's going to be a matter of how much energy this Dragonair has. As they do stop the Body Slam, in comes I think that's a Ninetales right there with Ember. So still good coverage. I said Poison and Steel, but ultimately Fire, it does well at resisting the charms, and it does super effective against Ice, right? So they're going to go ahead and catch the charge move here on Samurott with that Weather Ball, as it is going to be resisted, and they can now go for Hydro Cannon to take out the Ninetales. So it's all going to be a matter of what's in the back. We'll have to find out. As Hydro Cannon, boom, takes down the Ninetales. Dragonair, no, it's going to be Blastoise with sunglasses. Talk about a flex, but Mega Horn right here is going to be a bigger flex, because now you have to choose. Do you want to shield the Mega Horn, or do you want to shield the close combat? It's going to be up to you, and they decided to no shield. Oh, we see a swap now into Dragonair to catch the charge move. This is going to be resisted, but it's still going to hurt as the opponent decides to let it go. Dragonair goes down. Blastoise desperately trying to win, but it's going nowhere. Samurott's got a neutral fast move versus resisted water gun, so that's going to be a good game. All right, we got Registeel here on the lead. So this is still a decent matchup for Cofagrigus, because you can get that neutral damage down early before a Zap Cannon debuff comes through. So that's why they're deciding to go for the Shadow Ball here. Registeel's typically, we may see a shield, but they typically don't. It's not a KO range, and you can easily let the Zap Cannon go through. Now, if you get the debuff, you might want to look to swap right here. Nope, they didn't get the debuff. Xehr is going to go ahead and stay in, and they can easily go for another Shadow Ball. Yeah. I feel like Dark Pulse from that range isn't just going to do enough. It's going to barely not KO, so it's better to go for Shadow Ball, and this is where you could get a shield, which they do. We see a swap out into Muck, so they're going to go ahead and go for another Shadow Ball right away. Thankfully, the Ghost typing here resists Poison Jabs from the Muck, so Shadow Ball will get shielded. We will see a swap out now into Samurott, as they will have to stop the Thunder Punch, but they do have 2 shields. So Samurott could play this out by loading up on some extra energy. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Just a little bit extra, so that maybe you can win the race against Registeel. But Registeel does have a good amount of energy, so let's see if they can beat it right here, because we're probably going to see that chart. Yeah, it's going to come through right away. I knew it was close, but I thought Samurott might just be able to get it. But they're going to go ahead and opt to shield, and they do get the attack debuff. So now they can overload on energy, look to go for Hydro Cannon, and then they can safely swap out into Primeape to clear the debuff if the matchup is good. Let's see here. Oh, it's really good for Samurott here. Hydro Cannon's going to be making quick work, even with the debuff, the attack debuff here on Samurott. Hydro Cannons might just one-shot. Nope, not enough to one-shot, but close enough to win anyways because of the energy management here from Xehr Felrose. Obviously, if you find yourself in positions where you can load up on energy like we saw against Registeel, you got to go for it. So good game. All right, Umbreon on the lead. Tough lead, but they do have two good answers in the back. So they're going to go ahead and come in with the Samurott, and they do draw out a Granbull. Now, this isn't Shadow. So they're going to be able to survive a bit longer from the charms, which is going to allow them to potentially get off 2 charge moves right here. They definitely get 1, and yeah, they do get to 2. Perfect. If that was Shadow Granbull, I don't think they make it. I don't know. It would have been close, but that added Shadow damage, it's 20%. Yeah, that would have added up. That would have added up. It would have been extremely close. I think they get to it, but maybe with like 2-3 HP remaining. So now we're going to see the Cofagrigus come in as they will stop the crunch. But they have to manage their energy and their switch clock very well right here. They're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball. Switch clock is coming back up, and hopefully this is the only counter to fighting type Pokemon. In comes the Primeape, and it was... Oh, here we go. Double close combat. They're going to go ahead and go for it right away against the Ninetales as they don't want to get hit with any more Ember damage as it's going to be neutral. Boom! See ya! And now we will see the Umbreon come in. Another close combat should be able to close this game out. They will have to shield. And Umbreon, I don't think, has enough energy for 2 charge moves. So they will be able to get to it in time. And that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. As they drew out that Granbull in that mid-game. Boom! See ya. Yep, and it makes sense. There was a Ninetales in the back. Obviously, they don't want to fight the Samurott. All right, we got another Aloma in the lead here. That's exactly how you pronounce it for anyone who is wondering. Obviously, if you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, I am the king of pronouncing Pokemon. I'm the best. So, I'm really not. And we have an Umbreon swap, and this is bold right here. This is very bold, as Samurott with Mega Horn is going to be doing so much super effective damage that they just quickly are reminded why you don't swap in an Umbreon to a Samurott, especially since it also has a Hydro Cannon here for neutral damage to get shields, and it's tanky enough where it can survive a foul play and they don't necessarily need to shield, and you keep Cofagrigus away from the Umbreon. This is like win-win-win. Now, question is, can they farm down in time? I don't think they did. Well, they went for Dark Pulses here. They might just be able to get the farm down. No, they're going to go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon just before the charge moves comes through. So they're going to go ahead and look to take out the Umbreon. And yeah, they decided to let it go. Even shields, they have good amount of energy. Let's see what decides to come in. It is going to be Haxorus. Whoa! Able to get to the Hydro Cannon just in time. They were hoping maybe to go for the Mega Horn. And thankfully, that's still just 50%. Just a casual 50-60% right there from a resisted charge move. You love to see it. As they're going to go ahead. Oh, that's Dragon Tail Haxorus. They're going to be forced. Oh, they're going to no-shield it. All right, Breaking Swipe. Not enough damage to KO. They will now swap into Primeape to counter down. This is looking to be a good game as Alomomola now coming in. Does have access to a charge move, but it doesn't get to them very quickly. Waterfall is a low energy gaining charge move. It does a bit more damage, kind of like Charm would or Razor Leaf. Not exactly like those damage types, but it's up there in terms of the damage and lower energy. Good game. All right, moving to the next one, we got Cofagrigus versus Cofagrigus. This is an 8-handed fight right here. Jesus. It's like General Grievous versus General Grievous. Like, who would win? They're going to go ahead and go for Dark Pulse right here. Yes, I am a huge Star Wars nerd. Absolutely love the Star Wars universe, for anyone who's wondering. And I did watch all of The Mandalorian. The latest season was, I think it was really good. They tied the bow tie on that knot so perfectly. Everything was wrapped up. If you guys haven't seen it, maybe you watch previous Mandalorians as they let the Dark Pulse go through. The final season, they really like wrap everything up. It's beautiful. Now we do see a swap into the Minty Registeel as Primeape here is going to make quick work of it. Now I think the call here is to load up on energy and go for a Night Slash, especially since they didn't get debuffed. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for Night Slash. It's not going to be enough to KO, but if the Registeel lets it through, they can easily counter down now and have lots of energy on the back end. So let's see how this plays out. Cofagrigus is going to go ahead and come in. They do have 2 Night Slashes ready to go. The opponent surrenders. All right. Primeape takes it right there. Good battle. I think the opponent just didn't want it. Whatever's in the back was clearly weak. Cofagrigus versus Double. Maybe it was a double. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and swap into Samurott right away. Now, Double does have access to Body Slam, Payback, and Wild Charge. Gotta watch out for the Wild Charge. It is going to be a Body Slam Shield Bait, as they will swap in Grimer now. So, you can kind of already tell what this might be here. This might be a double poison team with Muck and Grimer on the back end. But thankfully for Samurott, the matchup against Grimer is a lot more favorable because there's no Thunder Punch to worry about, as they can easily get shields and chunk health. Now they do get to a 3rd Hydro Cannon in time. Someone tell Samurott to chill right here, as Hydro Cannon gets 2 shields. And it might just take switch. Well, the opponent does. No, full farm down right there. That is unfortunate. They can come in with Cofagrigus, though, and let these charge moves go through, as it's only going to be Mud Bombs right here. They don't do that much damage. And you should be... I don't think they can get to 3 in time. I think we might see the Shadow Claw down before 3. Yeah, they do get it. Okay. Double now going to be coming back in. Primeape is going to come in, and this is... Oh, man, if you're staying in with Double... They do force a shield, though, with Body Slam, but this is going to be... It is a Muck in the back. So that was a good prediction right there. They're going to have to go for the double Night Slash, and Double is out of energy, which means Payback isn't going to be as threatening. They can go for the double Night Slash, taking out the Muck. So that was actually a really good prediction with the Grimer. Oh, they decided to undercharge it. The opponent... Oh, that's a beautiful call, Xehr. So it was a CMP tie, which forces the opponent now to throw energy, but Cofagrigus can come in, and in order to win this game, they need to get off 2 Dark Pulses, but the opponent decides to surrender. So that's going to be a good battle. Like I said, Double wasted all of its energy, so it had to get to a Payback as well. So we do see a Cofagrigus mirror. There was a Xehr Fetch there on the lead, but they are ahead on energy, I think, by 1 fast move. So they should be able to maintain switch advantage right here and definitely get shields with Dark Pulse. So let's see how this plays out. Obviously, the Cofagrigus is going to get extremely low by the time we get to 3. Oh, and they went for Shadow Ball. That's a bold move because that's a little bit more energy, which means they're definitely going to be outpacing to the double Dark Pulse, and they get 2 shields. Oh, man, the opponent now is going to... Oh, Xehr decides to let it go through. I guess with Samurott, you don't... You got the energy and the charge moves to take out a Xehr Fetched, even if it... Xehr Fetched don't come in. Oh, no. Oh, no, the Xehr Fetched... Oh, they make a swap into Umbreon! Catching the charge move here. That's a great catch by the opponent, but ultimately, it's not going to turn out the way the opponent thought, as they now swap right back in kind. Xehr's like, if you can do it, I can do it too. Catching the resisted foul play. And this is, I mean, how do you want to boom? Like, choose your boom is what this game is all about right now. We got close combat, we got Hydro Cannon, and you could even go for the resisted Mega Horn. I mean, you'd get to choose what you want. Choose your boom, Xehr. What do you got? Close combat, I think, is going to be the option, obviously. Double close combat if needed, but I think this just is going to be enough damage. Yeah, boom! See ya! Good lord, that's so much damage. I believe that was the final battle as well. So, what a fun set of battles right there. Cofagrigus, Samurott, and Primeape. Even able to do well against a double charm backline like we saw. This team handled the meta very well. So shout out to Xehr Felrose for sharing these battles with us. Link down in the description to his channel. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.